Canadian politicians are entering a dangerous anti-science era. So I'm the health editor at Xtra, and like a lot of other people, I've been watching what's going on in Canadian politics these past couple weeks, and it has been freaking me out. Last week, Alberta Premier Danielle Smith unveiled a bunch of policies that will, among other things, ban puberty blockers and hormones for anyone under 16 in the province. And a few days ago, federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre told reporters at a press conference that he is personally against the use of puberty blockers for anyone under 18. And when I see politicians say stuff like this...
Puberty blockers for minors?
Yes. Do you agree with that?
Do you agree with that?
I think that we should protect children and their ability to make adult decisions when they're adults.
Or this...
We believe that the child's best interest is served by making sure that when they're making decisions that it doesn't have, it's not irreversible.
It worries me because what they're saying is often highly inaccurate, highly politicized, and highly anti-science. I wrote this week about why these comments and policies signal that we are firmly in an era where politicians are willing to weaponize transphobia in order to get votes. Provincial and federal leaders seem to have no issue spewing misinformation, severely limiting bodily autonomy, and full-on taking away people's healthcare. This should worry everyone, not just trans youth and their parents and their allies. This isn't the first time Smith or Poilievre have leaned into anti-science takes. Both have notably been opposed to climate action and have whipped up large portions of their voter bases by saying some truly out-of-pocket stuff about COVID-19 and vaccines. But the more we lean into anti-science rhetoric, the higher the stakes get. In this case, misinformation and politicking are distracting from really legitimate healthcare issues. While these conservative politicians are whipping up a frenzy about a tiny minority of kids who have managed to jump through hoops to get necessary gender-affirming care, the healthcare system in Canada is basically crumbling. Just look at Alberta, where a survey came out that showed that 61% of family physicians are considering leaving the province or retiring early. And don't even get me started on the truly long wait times in ERs that we're seeing across pretty much the entire country. Restrictive trans healthcare policies like Alberta's are likely to exacerbate these problems because if doctors fear being criminalized for doing their work, they're not going to stick around. In Canada, we have an ongoing opiate crisis, a poverty crisis, a housing crisis. All of these things affect people's well-being. So it's telling that politicians like Smith are not facing these issues head-on and are instead opting to strip young Albertans of a safe, life-saving form of medical care that's been endorsed by nearly every major medical association. As Canada moves closer to a federal election, I think we're going to see a lot more of this kind of thing, so we need to be ready to defend our healthcare rights. It's either that or risk living in a country where anyone's healthcare rights can be stripped in exchange for votes.